Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Refugee to Industrial Regent, Season 2. Well, let me show you something. During my explorations, I went up to the northeast of my latest exploration, and I found this dungeon area here. It bears some resemblance to this dungeon area over here, though I suspect the layout's a little bit different. So I went by Airship, parked directly overhead, and when I sought to get out of the airship, it dropped me right on the platform, which means I didn't get the chance to deploy the ladder. That's not a good thing. I assure you that is not a good thing. Fortunately, I do have, I think, a way out of this situation. It's not going to be pretty, and it's really designed to be as simple as possible. It's, yeah, a rescue airship. And like I said, I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Alright? So this is going to be the back. Let me put the ladder up there. Now I should not have any difficulty. Actually, I didn't want that there, did I? No, I wanted that one forward. Yeah, like so. Alright? But yeah. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead and finish that side off. I brought what I believe will be exactly enough air balloon blocks for this, 64. I'm hoping with this absolutely tiny... okay, I must have miscalculated somewhere, because that was supposed to be enough. Yeah, so I'm going to have to shrink this by 1, I guess, on each side. Alright. There we go. 2, 1, 0. Okay, so this is the airship I can build. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put a plank there, helm there, planks there and there. Go ahead and relocate this one block further back. Oh, come on! Crap. Well, so much for that idea. And when it decompiles, it puts me through the ship. Well, so much for Plan A for rescuing my airship. Remind me to clean that up off camera. And yes, that is an artifact of me trying to set up some space for this, which this ultimately failed design. But yeah, I'll go ahead and set a couple torches on top very temporarily. Well, luckily for me, I do have, I think, a plan B that I can sort out. Let me eat a little bit of food here. And it actually involves mechanism again. Last episode, you saw me make the scuba tank from mechanism. This episode, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a jetpack. Now, I could make an armored jetpack, except for the fact that it requires diamond dust. I did use Rule of Cool a couple of places with diamonds. I will not use it here. Alright, let me go ahead and put that stuff up. Alright, but let's go ahead and make this jetpack here. Alright, the basic circuit is pretty straightforward. It's an enriched alloy, and actually, come to think of it, do I need an iron dust? Yes, I do need an iron dust for the tank. So it's great that I had one to spare. Alright, let me go ahead and grab a couple of redstone. Now, what I need on this is 2 steel, 3 tin, and 8 osmium. Alright, so let me get the osmium first. Get the tin next. I believe I still have steel in a furnace here. One of these furnaces should have steel in it. Well, worst case scenario. I can throw some steel dust in these energized smelters. I still have a little bit left, thankfully. Alright. At any rate, let's go ahead and craft the control circuit. And the gas tank. Go ahead and start the process of setting that up. I just need 2 steel, which I now have. And there's my jetpack. But now I need to fill this up, and the fuel it takes, I believe, is hydrogen. Which makes it a good thing that I've already got this electrolytic separator set up over here. I actually had it set to dump hydrogen. So I am going to set it up to... Alright, I may have to set it to dump oxygen, actually, so that I can craft... Yeah. Alright, so it's going to dump the oxygen that it can't do anything with, while this fills up with hydrogen. And once this is full of hydrogen, I will return and rescue my airship. Alright, I've got my jetpack on. I've put it in disabled mode for the time being, after a little bit of after initially putting it on, to see how it works. Now, I use just a little bit of hydrogen between the 2 modes. Alright, and there are 3 modes: regular, hover, and disabled. Regular, press space to go up, let go to go down. An interesting undulating motion to try to maintain altitude, but that's what the hover mode is for. You press space, you go up, you let go. Actually, I think it's shift to go down, which will be useful, I think, as we approach here. Alright, now we still got these creatures. Whatever the heck they are. Alright. Hey. You know what? I'm on board. I have made it on board the airship. So let's just go ahead and hightail it out of here, because I don't have the weaponry I need to actually take that on at this point. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and fly this back to Byzantium. It looks like this is going to be a little bit of a small project episode, so I will return once I have my next small project sorted out. For this episode, Stage 2, I'm going to be here in Odessa to make one final improvement to that cow farm. And I'll explain what it is after I get everything crafted. I have 3 things to craft that I haven't previously crafted. The first is the sprinkler from open blocks. And what it does is it takes water from a water tank underneath it and uses it to A, keep land irrigated, and B, provide a marginal boost to crop growth. Alright. Number 2 is from mechanism, and I have to start by crafting the control circuit, and then surround it with steel, and I get these logistical transporters, which basically can transport items. They're mechanisms built-in item transport system. But what I really need it for is this third item that I'm going to be crafting, which is a control circuit, a piston, 7 iron, and that gives me the logistical sorter. And, you know, that's what mechanism uses to get things out of inventories. I'll explain what it's used for in a little bit. But first, let me go ahead and grab some seeds and some wheat. Alright. Now I'm going to make my way over here. Alright, let's see. So crops are going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait a minute. So that's going to be... So that's our 7 there. 3, 5. Yeah, that's doable. That's not a big deal. There we go. 3, 7. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to take these stone bricks. I'm just going to go ahead and use them to mark the corners, so that I can put torches on them and ensure that the area remains well lit. I also want torches in the middle of the sides, to the extent that's possible. might be a touch close over here, but I can't be too concerned about it. Alright, and then go ahead and do this over here. Now, this is the temporary system I set up when I first built this farm. It's alright, it works as long as I remember to manually load it, but I don't really have great automatic harvesting of wheat. Alright, let me double check. I believe this big red backpack is empty. It is. So now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and bring this big green backpack, which has the rest of the stuff that I need for this episode. Alright, we're going to start out in the middle here. And this here is where the planter is going to go. And on top of it, I want an open block tank. Then next to it on this side, I think, I'm going to go ahead and, let me see here, dig that up. Alright, and I brought an aqueous accumulator. There we go. And I only want it to output on the top. Alright, I should only need one fluid duct. There we go. Now, water here, and that should fill the tank up much more quickly. Go ahead and replant the 2 pieces of dirt. I am going to lose that 1 crop space, and I have to be okay with that. That said, let me think here. Alright, let me think. So I've got power coming in somewhere around here, I believe. So I had a feeling I forgot something. Okay, there it is. And it is in the form of leadstone energy conduit, which is actually what I want. Alright. So let me go ahead and grab more leadstone energy conduits. Now, forgot that water was there, but that's easy enough to sort out. Alright. There we go. Yeah, and like so. And then, yeah. Alright, go ahead and lay down more conduit to make the connection. And I forgot to grab my crescent hammer on my way out of Byzantium. The question is, can I harvest this with a pickaxe? Yes. It's maybe not optimal, but it will do the job. So I'm okay for the time being. It's not instant, but it will work. Alright, let me go ahead and put that dirt back up. Alright, go ahead and replace those 2 bits of cobblestone. That 1 bit of dirt. There we go. Go ahead and run that like so. Now, alright. So having decided that that's where the harvester is going to go, there we go, and it is facing the center, which is exactly what I want. There we go. So let's go ahead and lay down that conduit. So now the harvester has power, the planter has power, albeit without any, work to do. Alright. Now I need to dig up some more of the item ducts here. Alright. Now, I do want to be careful with this. Alright. First things first, let's get the seeds sorted out. I'm going to go ahead and place a barrel here. crap. I just realized there's one other thing I'm forgetting. Might as well go ahead and upgrade it. Let's see here. Yeah, go ahead and go like so. Go ahead and place the item ducts out of there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the seeds, place them in there, lock the barrel to seeds. Then I can go ahead and make this connection to the back of the harvester. I think I need the crescent hammer to make sure the harvester will output to the pipe. And then the seeds will go in here. And then I will have, and again I need the crescent hammer for this. I can set that up to output automatically and send the seeds into the planter as long as there's room. Once the planter runs out of room, the seeds will backlog in here. There's one more thing I need to make sure that this doesn't get jammed up by seeds. Alright? That said, let me at least go ahead and plant the sprinkler. There we go. And what it's doing is it's basically going all the way out to this area marked by these 4 stone bricks. It's okay. I won't have crops there, but I'm not too concerned about that. Oh yeah, while I'm at it, upgrades. There we go. Go ahead and place one in the planter, one in the harvester. That ensures that both of these machines will make use of the entire designated area. Go ahead and replace some of the dirt. Leave that open. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Alright. Now, I need to grab a crescent hammer, and I also need a void upgrade for that barrel. I shall return once I have both of those things. Well, that was slightly unexpected. Evidently, that sprinkler also causes tall grass to grow. Okay, well. There we go. So we now have a void upgrade on that barrel. I'm sorry I didn't show you the face of the barrel, but oh well. Like I said, the purpose of the void upgrade is to make sure that if the harvester has seeds and both the planter and the barrel are full, that the system's not going to clog up because of the seeds. Now, it can clog up because of the wheat. And I'm actually not sure that's a problem if it clogs up with wheat. As long as it doesn't clog up with seeds, I'm okay. Alright? So, I'm going to go ahead and place a barrel here, which I will go ahead and fill with wheat and lock. And actually, let me dig that out to verify that that's locked to wheat. It is. And I'm going to pull the wheat out because I need to follow suit over here. There we go. Alright, now that too is locked to wheat. So now, what's going to happen is the seeds are going to go into the planter, which is underneath this tank, which is going to be kept constantly full by the aqueous accumulator. That makes this a set and forget. It's going to get its seeds from this barrel. Of course, it's going to plant the wheat seeds, which the wheat's going to grow. It's going to be harvested by the harvester. The wheat's going to go here. The seeds are going to go here. And then if there's room in the planter, or when there's room in the planter, they'll be sent onward to the planter and replanted. Alright, now, what happens with the wheat, though? Well, I have the barrel here, which is full of wheat. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give this logistical sorter. I'm going to set it to auto eject. I'm going to set it to item stack. I'm going to set it to wheat. I'm going to set it to 64 min. and 64 max. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I'm going to go ahead and actually set that to dark blue, which made me realize I need a configurator. Alright, now I need to set the logistical transporter down. It does not seem to be working properly. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, maybe that's a visual glitch. I want to test something. Nope. Okay, so that is not working properly. Now I'm going to go ahead and set, let me actually go that one, and I will save that as none. I still don't think that's working quite right. There we go. Yeah, that is not working properly. Alright, it looks like I will need the configurator. But in the meantime, what I can do is start this up. So I'll go ahead and get the pneumatic servo. And I'm going to go ahead and set this to ignore redstone. And then what's going to happen is it's going to send its seeds into the planter, which in theory should start planting the seeds. In theory. I suspect there's a complication that's preventing the seeds from actually being planted. Wait, okay. There's a couple of seeds. Ah, okay. So I have to clear this land again in order to actually get the seeds to plant. Alright. Alright, fair enough. There we go. Alright. Well, that's not too bad, I suppose. Now, there is a setting that I know will make this work as I want it to. There's a torch there, which I don't really want. Yeah, okay, we should be safe in terms of the lighting. I'll put a torch up there just to be on the absolute safe side. But let me go ahead and grab my configurator from Byzantium real quick, and I might as well go ahead and do that on camera here. I was thinking 3 lesser projects for this episode, but I can get away with 2, just because of the timing. And especially given how important it is to get this cow farm to be a set and forget, at least until the barrels fill up. And in fairness, once the barrels fill up, I'm not going to fret too much about it. You know, full barrels are full barrels. And it's not a long trip from Byzantium to Odysseus. Certainly not the same distance as to Petrola or to other current and future project sites. Although I think the airport's about the same distance. Alright, so down the streets of Byzantium. And I do have to admit, I do from time to time get a little bit confused about where I'm going, particularly when I'm heading west. Of course, this narrow street, which is not quite finished yet, those houses have to be moved before I can complete it. But that narrow street doesn't really help. Alright. At any rate, I thought I had a configurator in here. Pretty sure I'd built one. Oh yes, it's in here. Okay. Alright, so I've got my configurator. I have to remember the boulevard is on the other side of these houses. I have to try not to get stuck between the houses. Like I said, the houses need to be moved. But that's a project for a later episode. Alright. Well, let's make our way over here, back to the train station, back aboard the minecart, and back on our way to Odessa's. And while I'm en route to Odessa's, a couple of updates. With respect to the bee breeding that I started, I forget how many episodes ago, all the way over in Petrola. It's coming along smoothly. It's gotten to the point where I have an automated industrious bee line. Still trying to get a consistent imperial line. That so far has eluded me. And realistically, once I get the industrious and imperial lines stable, that's probably when I'm actually going to go ahead and start things up. So let me go ahead and change that color to dark blue. I'm going to go ahead and change that filter color to dark blue. All right. Now I'm going to check that. There we go. I'm hoping that's just a visual bug, but we will see. It worked in my test world. Okay, this worked in my test world. Yeah, round robin. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay. Maybe that S on is what I need? Okay. So that's 32 wheat in there. But when I give it the full stack of 64, it sends it through. Now that is what I want, because the reality is this is going to be somewhat slow. I mean, faster than it would be without the sprinkler, certainly, but still a little bit on the slow side, if I'm to be honest. And the result, effectively, then, is that I'm going to be getting wheat in here one at a time, and if I just send it through to the breeder, it's going to get wheat one at a time, and I run the risk of it being given to a cow before there's another cow to mate it with, and that's not a good thing, because it means that all of that wheat's going to go to waste. Whereas if I wait for it to have a full stack of 64, which is what this system with a logistical sorter and transporter is designed to do, is to buffer it so that this gets wheat 64 at a time, then I can have some degree of assurance that the breeder is going to get enough wheat to be able to actually breed a non-trivial number of cows, and that's going to allow the system to actually function properly. Interesting that that's not being harvested. Not sure why. But oh well. Alright, at this point, what I can do is cover up this whole system. Almost. There is one more thing I need to do before I actually cover it up. And that is to take this pneumatic servo. I'm going to go ahead and put the pneumatic servo on there, set that to output, and I'm going to go ahead and set that to disable redstone, and that's going to send a full stack of wheat when it gets it into the breeder. Alright, here we go on energy. Alright, I'm definitely going to want to keep an eye on this to make sure it functions properly. But yeah, I think we've got a respectable, fully automated cow farm at this point. And with that, I think I've hit a pretty good wrapping up point. I will see you next time, everybody.